Hi, I'm Zach, and as you probably know by now, I'm bad. I accept this, but that doesn't mean that I can't have goals. And from the beginning, for my first Melee match 3 months ago, my goal has been to win one game in a tournament. Not a tournament, not even a set, just to once not get 2-0'd. To me, this seemed like a highly realistic goal. I expected within 2 or 3 tournaments I would take a game and could make a quick video on my progress. But things didn't go as expected. So yeah, 3 months later and an insane amount of tournament losses, I was left wondering if maybe what I thought was a humble goal was in fact just too high of a bar for a new player. But then, everything changed. On July 3rd, I played in a 181 entrant tournament called Rollback to the Future, as a part of my normal schedule to play in 2 tournaments a week. But this tournament was anything but normal. To start out, for some unknown reason, they seeded me 12th out of 181 people. As far as the tournament organizers were concerned, I was a lock for top 32 at this tournament. Me, who's never won a single game in tournament before, was expected to advance to the next round. And nothing will improve your play more than confidence. My first match would be against Box, a Marth main, who had 2-0'd the match before him. Here's the thing about Marth Puff. A lot of people believe with good play, the Marth is favored in the matchup, or at least even. But at my level, there's no character I like playing against more than Marth. Baiting out laggy ground moves and punishing with back air and fair combos is what I do best, and this matchup was no exception. I made mistakes, sure. I let him get under me way too often, and rolled back into F smashes when I shouldn't have, but I was the better player, and I came out on top game after game. And just like that, the curse is lifted. After 3 months, I had won not only my first tournament game, but my first tournament set, and in 2-0 fashion. I had completed my long-held goal, but then I thought about it. I'm still in the winner's side of pools, and since I got a bye, I'm just 1 set win away from top 32. And suddenly, my goals shifted. I didn't just want to win a game or a set, I was gonna win this entire tournament. And I got to work. My match to qualify for top 32 would be against a Sheik named Matter. This was a perfect opportunity. Most pros agree that Puff has a favorable matchup against Sheik, meaning that I should have this set in the bag easy. And as we loaded into game 1, I realized something. I don't know why I'm favored in this matchup. And it doesn't matter if your character traditionally wins a matchup if you don't know why. Imagine if you told a new Fox player he beats Puff, but he doesn't know that that's because his up smash and up air kill her very quickly. If you're not utilizing the tools that give you the advantage in the matchup, then you don't have an advantage in the matchup at all. And now I'm realizing I'm going against a good player, playing a character with which I have little to no experience against, and my confidence drops. I tried my best to play the matchup like I would any other, but without knowing proper stage selection or how to deal with her combos and approaches, I was dead right from the start. I got 2-0'd. Now I've fallen to the loser's bracket. And where do I fall? But right into the path of a flaming hot Sheik main, coming off of back-to-back 2-0s, only being knocked into losers by a player that already qualified for top 32. And I'm nervous, because I just lost to a decent Sheik, and I'm thinking that my tournament life will end at the hands of 2 straight Sheik mains. Then something miraculous happens. He picks Marth. Here's what happened in his head. He knows, and maybe even has experience, that Sheik struggles against Puff. Knowing this, he switches to his secondary, Marth, who has a favorable or even matchup against Puff. In his mind, this gives him an edge in the advantage, and an easier time dealing with Puff. But what he didn't know is that I was only scared of his Sheik, and I love tearing apart Marths. Game 1 begins, and I'm nervous, but I know that I'm capable. I take down his Marth like I did every Marth this tournament, and give myself a 1-game lead in the series. Him, With his back against the wall, opts for comfort and switches back to his main, Sheik. And let me tell you, this Sheik was a menace. Not only did I accidentally screw up stage bans and find myself on Yoshi's, a stage I never want to be on due to the extremely small blast zone, but I still don't know how to play against Sheik. And after a long fought, close battle, he fucks up grabbing the ledge. And your boy's in top 32. I'll say, if he had played Sheik the whole series, I don't think I win. But the Melee gods blessed me, and he gave me a free game on Marth. So now, I'm in top 32, and I'm incredibly proud of this accomplishment. I would be fine to go out right here and have gone 2-2 in a tournament. But that doesn't mean I was giving up. My first match in top 32 would be against a Falco main named Arthau, and this would be two historic events for me. My first time in top 32, and my first time on a Melee stream. I'll let the commentators tell you what happened in this match.
I think we're starting off with Arthau against Zakqary, which should be Falco against Jigglypuff. Arthau, the red Falco against Zakqary, Jigglypuff. I think we've seen this matchup once, but not from these players. Was a lot of like Falco.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was a lot of Falco just like shooting stationary lasers and then forcing Jigglypuff to approach.
Let's not even count the distances and the timings, right? And that means it's very, very difficult to respond to. Initially, you have to STI.
The backer doesn't quite kill yet. Now it might. Oh no, the lasers. That was such a frenzy moment. No.
See that. Thinking makes you slow. You just have to trust yourself.
It's very much about being able to recognize situations before they happen. Super sick. So yeah, basically Puff doing anything other than shielding there would have gotten him the kill.
Here, the patience from Thao, not going down from the platform, just waiting for a good chance to actually do it. But
yeah.
So far it hasn't been working out.
Yeah, right there he got a bit antsy and then got hit twice trying to come down from the side platform. So need to be a bit more careful, realizing when Puff can jump up and hit him when he's on the platform. This is still winnable though. Like if Puff gets
at this point,
greedy,
you can't get hit by anything pretty much.
Yeah, you can take a few more backers if you DI them well and you like flag force the stage. That's fine.
Yep.
Okay, this is important. That had to kill.
But I think Althara is ready. He should be playing around the center because, like you said, it gives him.
The force man.
I was gonna say it's gonna give him more chances to survive moves, but Force Smash is gonna do it.
Yeah, that's the set. That's a 2-0.
And just like that, I was top 24, and I was feeling good, having 2-0'd 2 sets in a row to get here. And then, my opponent is determined by a match in the winner's bracket. I have to play Knight, a player with seemingly no main, and the first player in this entire tournament to bring out Fox against me. As you may know if you've been around my channel a while, there's no matchup I struggle with more than Fox, despite it being my most practiced matchup by far. And game 1 goes how you would expect, when I'm uncomfortable and unconfident, and frankly, when my opponent is insanely good. I got fucked on. And now, down in a best of 3 set, in loser's bracket of top 32, I make a crazy decision. I say, fuck Puff, and I bring out the secret Zakqary secondary Sheik, back against the wall with no more games to lose on a character I barely practice against an incredibly good player, and I lose. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that would work. Sick tournament though.